Hey everyone, welcome back to Sip and Dip with Chelsea. For today's video, I have a guest star with me. Her name is Paisley. This is my daughter. She is 5 years old, and I have decided to do something a little bit different today, and she has no clue. Do you know what's going on?
No.
No? So mommy has decided to let you pick out 3 colors from my dip powder collection. So you are gonna pick my next mani. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, you excited?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
I am going to let her go through my collection, and if you haven't seen already, I did just share a video on me getting organized finally. And so now she can actually see what I have, and I'm gonna let her pick out 3 colors, and I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with them. So let's dive in.
Whoa.
Do I have a lot of colors?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to let you dive in. You get to pick out mommy's next mani. So let's see what 3 colors you're going to pick. So right off the bat, she went straight for Maui, which I'm not surprised by because it is a glitter one. And this one was from Revel's Christmas Hawaiian Mystery Box collection. And it's so gorgeous. I've actually not used it yet, so I'm excited to try it. And then she proceeded to pick up every single color that I had to take a peek at it. So I'm not going to put y'all through that. And I did fast forward until she picked this one, which is it was a freebie color that I received from Revel. So it has no name, but it is a neon orange. And now I'm a little panicked. I have no clue what I'm going to do with a neon orange and blue. And her last pick was Wonderland, and this one is really pretty. It's a gorgeous glitter white, and here is my lineup. I need some luck. For this manicure, I'll be using Sparkling Coat liquids, and I have decided I'll use Maui on my pointer and thumb, and I'm going to use Wonderland on my middle finger, and this neon orange on my pinky, and I'm going to come up with a new color block design for my ring finger. So I decided to make this video like a watch me work, and I already have 2 layers of clear on my nails right now, and I've been experimenting with some peel base, so I do have a layer of peel base on my nails right now as well. And I think I'm only going to do 2 layers of each color just because I really have no idea how I'm going to feel about it. And this one's really pretty, so I am excited she got this one picked out. I think it's gorgeous. It's a really pretty blue with green glitter in it. And I think out of the whole collection, this one's probably my favorite. So I'm going to continue on and dip. I'll do 2 layers and I will see y'all in a minute. So now I'm moving on to the orange color on my pinky, and I'm basically waiting to do Wonderland because once you open Wonderland, like, she is a part of your home. That glitter gets everywhere. It is probably one of the hardest glitters I've ever used. And this one I have actually already used around Halloween, which is the only time I typically do a neon orange. And I'm just surprised by the colors that Paisley picked. I thought for sure she was gonna go with pinks and purples, but I can tell you one thing, she is not a Seminoles fan because she basically gave me a Gator Manny. Okay, so I'm gonna go on and do one more layer of this color, and I will see you guys in a minute. So now I'm going to move on to Wonderland, and it is probably one of the prettiest glitters that I own, and it's also one of the hardest glitters that I own, so I do avoid her. Usually she comes out for Christmas, and it just gets everywhere. It's so pretty, but the shimmer, it gets on everything. So Paisley, oh girl, you have set me up for failure. So normally I would suggest to either do 3 dips of these colors or do 2 and encapsulate them with clear so that you're not, buffing or filing off the glitter or the color. But again, this is just for fun, so I'm gonna do 2 layers. So now I've got my tape, and I've decided I'm going to do blue at the top and then white, and then the bottom half is going to be orange. So I'm going to start with blue at the very top, and with a piece of tape, it's going to be the same concept as my color block video, so I will link that down below if you're interested in seeing that. But this is going to be a little bit different of a design. So I am going to make sure I'm getting my point at the very bottom even and centered in my nail. So I will start with this side and laying the tape down flat. You want to make sure that it's flat, you have no air bubbles. And with my second piece of tape, I'm forming a triangle and laying it down flat again, pushing it down, making sure it's nice on my nail and stuck. And I like to use a toothpick to see that my point is centered on my nail. So I'm going to move on with my base bond, and I am actually going to use a swatch stick this time and pour it over on top of my nail because dipping in a powder with all this tape is just going to be a mess. So now I can pull the tape off, and I like to pull the tape down and away from the nail. So moving slowly, I'm going to pull the tape, and again, it is okay if you see product coming off because we're just going to push it back into that little area, and I promise it'll smooth out and it'll look okay. So I like to use my cuticle pusher, and I'm just going to kind of reshape it, get it a nice crisp line again, and push the product back into that little area. But you could use any tool that you have, anything that's sharp or just has a straight edge on it that you want to use, that would work just fine. Now I'm going to apply Solidify, And this is just going to make the product set into place so I can buff it and get a even smoother edge. So when I go to apply my second color that's going to line up against it, it'll have a nice line already and something to line up against. And also, when you go to push the product back into place with your cuticle pusher, sometimes it can create a little ridge. So I like to just kind of smooth that part out before moving on to my second color. So judgment-free zone, apparently I have run out of tape. So I'm going to use what I have, which is these last two pieces. I do not suggest doing this. Go grab another piece of tape if you have a piece, but this is absolutely a what in the quarantine is going on here. I have blue and orange and some crazy colors picked. I'm pretty much out of my liquids, so those will be here any day, and now I am reusing tape that I just used. So judgment-free zone, but we're going to repeat the steps we just did and just checking to make sure my line is straight with my toothpick, grabbing some base bond, and I like to make sure that the base bond applies up against my first color, but it's not going to touch or overlap it. It is important though that it does meet the first color, or else you're going to have a space in between them, and you do really want them touching. So when I'm done cleaning it up, I'm just going to pat down that little ridge that I told you guys about earlier and move on to solidify again, and I will buff it and smooth it, and I'll see you guys in a minute. So now I am going to use my base bond again, and this will be my orange layer. So I'm just going right up to the white and making sure it is just touching barely, so there's no gap in between my colors, and being careful not to put it over on top of the white layer. And I'm also making sure I'm getting it all the way up into the corner of the nail so that there's no, missing color areas. So I decided I am going to do clear on top of this nail just so it has a final one clean, smooth layer. So now I'm going to move on to solidify. I'm going to apply a generous amount all over all of my nails. Now that my solidify is dry, I'm going to file and shape my nails. And with my buffing block, I'm going to buff my nails smooth. And this is my last and final layer of solidify. With a napkin, I'm just going around and making sure my nails are nice and clean before I apply my glossy coat. So with my glossy coat, I am going to cover my entire nail and do this on all of my nails. Alright, so I'm done with my first layer of glossy coat on all of my nails. And now it's time for my second and final layer of glossy coat. So here it is, the finished product, Paisley Picks My Manny. And I really love this Maui color. I'm definitely going to be coming back for that one. And I actually don't hate this color combo, so maybe she's onto something. So I thought it'd be fun. I want to challenge you guys. How about you guys let your kids pick your nail color, tag me on Instagram, share it with me so I can see. Let's see what our kiddos pick out for us. I think this was so much fun. Thanks for watching.